I think that that is an approachable price point for a conscious consumer. I mean, not everyone, of course, is going to buy that, but if you're in the world of coffee, that is an accessible price point, and you certainly get every bit that you're paying for.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
I think at the moment, regardless political views, there is an interest now that want to revive the industry of US. So your product, which is US made, if my understanding,
Yes.
you can have a really big open hands in terms of branding and position this coffee in major retailers. And sometimes in business, you need to take advantage of the marketplace.
Yes.
This was something that you consider. I know you didn't consider that because you started this business 2 years ago,
Yes.
and this is wow. It came like a
This is
like a
brand
like a
new
like
for
a
us.
Christmas to
Everybody.
you. My goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes and no. I mean, it comes
Why?
with its
Why?
own.
Tell us. Why yes and no? I see a massive opportunity, but why do you think that that is challenge? Why you don't have too much supplies? You
Oh no, so we have, yes,
can you
it
supply
is.
Walmart?
No, not yet, but we're there. We're getting there. We're in talks with Walmart right now as we speak on
Oh
the
wow.
island. Rico. Yeah.
Yeah, at
We'll
least in the
start.
island, why? Right?
Yes. Yeah. So we're distributed island-wide in grocery stores and coffee shops in Puerto Rico. And then we're going to be in Walmart and larger chain stores here this year as well. We're just
Oh,
finalizing.
wow, that's really
Yeah.
impressive.
And then our hope is to jump into the mainland US this year also. So
Yeah, but you need
we're
to
very
have capacity. We're talking about a lot of coffee, eh?
Yes, a lot of coffee. So that's one thing that a lot of people don't quite understand is that Puerto Rico produces incredible coffee and
Really?
has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can concur with that because of the weather and so on, right?
Yeah. So there's a strip right around the equator and around the middle of the earth. It's called the bean belt, and it's only within this strip that coffee can be grown. And Puerto Rico's right in the middle of it. And
Wow.
there's Yeah, and I mean, the elevation of the island gets up to 4,000 feet, which coffee needs elevation to grow well. The soils are fertile, volcanic soils. There's a lot of shade from plantain and aguacate trees. So the coffee is just nurtured in the perfect environment here. But there are a few things that really squash production. Do you know that back in like 1800s, Puerto Rico was the sixth largest exporter of coffee in the world?
Wow. No, I didn't
It
know
was,
that.
yeah, it was called the coffee of popes and kings because the kings
Wow.
and queens of Spain and the Vatican only drank Puerto Rican coffee.
Wow.
Um, but a lot
So
of
the
that
coffee has
changed.
a lot of quality, eh?
Oh, it's exceptional, but so few people know about it because not a lot makes it off of the island. A lot of the land traditionally that was used for coffee production was shifted to sugarcane. A lot of the farmers and the rural communities, in the last 100 years have moved out of the mountains towards more of the cities. And so farming has really experienced a downturn here. And yet the product is amazing and the history and the tradition. And so our hope is to really
Yeah.
revive that.
Yeah,
And to
definitely. I
bring,
think you have a great opportunity now.
yeah, we do. And it's an American made product. I mean, Puerto Rico is an
Yeah,
American territory. So tax-wise,
absolutely.
it is an American product, which
Yeah.
is great. We can get it to the US, no problem, thankfully.
Of
But yeah,
course, I don't think that why would be on the other hand. I think that when I live in United Kingdom, and I think that is somehow how to an improvement and change in the culture in United States. But when I live in United Kingdom, supermarkets are very aware that national products, when we go there, they make sure that in the packaging, the UK flag is really big.
yeah.
When in meat, in vegetables,
Hmm.
carrots, but also the population consume this type of product. There is I think it's Lidl, no Aldi. I think it's
Oh
Aldi. Let
yeah.
me remember. Yeah, Aldi. Yeah, and also Lidl in United Kingdom.
Hmm.
They have used mostly the business model to bring products that they have growing British farms like meat, eggs, and you see
Ah,
the British flag everywhere of those
yes.
products. And people buy them. People buy them because they want to support the local economy. They want to
Yeah.
support the farmers in their own country. And the consumer has the power here. So
Yes.
on the other hand, when it comes to coffee, to be honest, there is a lot of production out there, and sometimes people can it's a lot of production, so getting to a lower price
Mhm.
is this is all what the supermarkets
Mhm.
are looking, but this is kind of a boutique product. This is a product that is growing in U.S. soil,
Yeah.
and where the workers that works in growing this coffee has rights,
Yes.
and it's kind of being, like we call it, conscious entrepreneur, right? Is
Yes.
people think that to become a conscious entrepreneur is just only to put a plastic bottle in the recycle bin
Mhm.
and tell to all the employees, okay, this is what we have to do. But it takes
Mhm.
more than that. Get to have a business that actually create jobs in the
Yes.
community. They come to my attention that there are some investment mechanism in Africa, for example, that they come, they take all the resources, they even bring the water and all the
Oh,
workers and all the food, and they don't create one single job in the thing, and they
ah,
extract everything, whether
that's a problem.
the absolutely whether the product that you guys have, when people are buying, they have to think more in a conscious way that, well,
Mhm.
it might have a little bit of a higher price, but it have the higher price because the people that work growing this coffee has rights and they haven't been exploited,
Yes.
and also the quality and the boutique kind of that brand. And I think that consumers now getting really savvy and paying attention a lot of what they're buying, at least in United Kingdom, here in US, in US. Uh, how far? That's my question to you. How far do you think that the American consumer are are buying into this idea of be conscious when you buy products, rather than, okay, let me pick the cheapest one because I want to make most out of my dollar? How you see
Mhm.
the buying behavior of the American consumer, but also the biggest buyer, which is the supermarket, because
Mhm.
Walmart or another supermarket that buy from you, they also are sending a message there that they want to support local farmers and local products to
Yes.
grow. So where we are in this point in United States at the moment.
Great question. And I think that the US consumer is becoming more and more conscious and is beginning to care more and more about those things. They're caring about where their products are from. They're caring about what's inside their products, what chemicals are used or are not used, and what impact that's going to have on their families and their bodies. I think what you touched on some really great points there in that, there's a lot of lower price coffee, and you can get, you
Yeah,
can
but have
source
lower
coffee
price for a reason.
exactly. And these people who are picking the coffee make pennies on the pound,
Yeah,
in
they might be
Puerto Rico.
exploited, could be kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so it was a conscious decision that we made when we started the business. I mean, that we wanted to focus and solely produce 100% Puerto Rican coffee, not only to do our part to uplift the island and the farming community and tradition that has existed here for hundreds of years, but to also make that statement with our product that, first of all, Puerto Rican coffee is far superior to, in our opinion, to so much of the coffee that's imported. So just from a quality standpoint, that made sense for us. But then from a conscious and a social standpoint, it was also a statement we wanted to make and a commitment to the community. We live here in Puerto Rico full time. We're raising our daughter here. this is our community as well, and we wanted to,
Brilliant. Exactly. You
yeah,
have
we
a
want
business
to,
that actually empowering the community. Very good.
yeah,
The
and
place where you live.
every bag of coffee we produce, it's picked by it's farmed on a fifth generation family farm in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
It's picked by Puerto Rican workers. It's packed by a third generation and roasted by a third generation exceptional roaster. Everything we do for Wepa is done here on the island with the absolute best partners we could ever ask for. And what we also are trying to do is, well, yes, our product is an elevated price point. It's $18 per bag. I think that that is an approachable price point for a conscious consumer. I mean, not everyone, of course, is going to buy that, but if you're in the world of coffee, that is an accessible price point, and you certainly get every bit that you're paying for.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.